Hey everyone, my name is Tanvir and welcome to making of my first ever game for this year's Brackeys Game Jam. So in this video, I will show you my each day progress on Dungeon Chaos, the game that I made for Brackeys Game Jam throughout those 7 days of making. First of all, my main purpose for participating in this game jam was to revise the basics that I learned like 4 to 5 months back and to learn some new things like 2D lighting, transition and particle effects. So the game jam started at Sunday 22nd August at 3 p.m. GMT, and this year's game jam theme was Let There Be Chaos. As usual, I started with some internet searching and brainstorming stuff. After 30 minutes of scrapping, I finally found out the idea in which I would be able to fit in the theme and would be able to add the things that I decided to learn in this game jam. So I created a new Unity project and started working on the main game mechanics. With the help of Brackeys video on 2D lighting, I added lights into my game. Then I implemented character controller 2D and player movement. After that, I created a Trello board to organize the progress on my game properly. And that was it for first day. On day 2, I decided to spend my whole day on creating artwork for the game. So I started with creating the main character art, and after spending around 1 hour of creating and deleting different ideas, I ended up with this. And yes, it's a bit clunky, but I decided to stick with it because I already had wasted so much time. Then I created some dungeon vibe tiles for the environment, and the black ones are for the background and the brighter ones are for the player movement. And I also created a shotgun and a torch art. After creating all the required sprites, I implemented them in Unity, and I was pretty much satisfied with the look of the game after all the assets were combined into the game together. So on day 3, I implemented a gun rotating controller, and with that I was facing many problems with the torch lighting. So I decided to change the point light of the torch to freeform light, and finally it fixed all the issues that I was facing. After spending half a day on previous problems, I then created dungeon fire sprites and enemy sprites. Then I added those sprites into Unity. After that, I implemented the very basic enemy AI script, and it was pretty much workable for the game, so I was satisfied with the enemy AI script that I wrote. I utilized my day 5 on level designing the environment since it's the most important part of the game. So I tried to make it a bit hardcore platformer. I added tiles and fires at multiple locations of environment, and spikes, which will obviously damage the players and enemy too. After level designing, when I tested the game, it was a bit difficult, so I added a health pack and ammo pack in the game at several locations, so whenever player will collect them, he will regain his health and ammo. So day 6 was all about adding UI screens and audio elements into the game. I downloaded some dungeon vibe audios from freesound.org and merged them in Unity, and I'm actually really bad at adding audios in my games, but boy, this time the output was damn good and I was very proud that I actually make that sound. On day 7, I created some banners and posters for the game, and I created an itch.io page for the game. It was my first time submitting a game, and I didn't even know about anything how to create a project in itch.io. So I followed some other content creators itch pages with their pages. I was able to finally publish my first itch.io page for Dungeon Chaos, and 1 hour before submission deadline, I finally submitted the game on Brackeys Game Jam. So that's how I created Dungeon Chaos in 7 days, and that's it for this video. I'm also adding some gameplay of Dungeon Chaos in the end, and if you want to play it by yourself, click the link given in the description. Shukriya.